Thanks a lot, guys. And Trevor, an amazing game there. And let's start from the very beginning. It's a very good place to start, I once heard. But it all kicked off with that questionable play actually coming out of Fnatic, which was there was a ward in the tribush. Yeah, they put a pink ward down, and they were so determined to kill it that they died.
So the call came in. They were like, okay, look, Jarvan's coming to support. We can pick this fight. We know Nautilus is there. So they went in for their last auto attack on the ward. Got double hooks onto Yellowstar's Draven, and the 3v2, because they just got jumped on first, they died so quickly. And, you know, we were looking at going, okay, fair enough, we get it. You want to pick a fight, you want to have the jungle support, but Silent was not close enough to make that play happen.
No, and that was the miscalculation at the start. And it was funny because I was on Twitter and I asked people who you think's going to win this, and I said, does that swing it? And then when we got to 11 minutes into the game, we had a big team fight around about the Dragon, just to the top side of the Dragon. Yeah, so it ended up trading 3-for-1 at the end of the engagement, and so many Fnatic members actually went very, very low, but they were able to, you know, sort of run around the outskirts of Evil Geniuses and put the damage down where they needed to, pick up the kills where they needed, and get away safely. That was one of the key things. And it wasn't the only time we've seen it. No, and it was just 2 minutes later where we thought almost that we were watching a replay of the fight before. That's how close it was in positioning and in what happened at the start of it. That one was a little bit different in the outcome, though. And this is where I wrote on Twitter again, does that swing you again?
And it was basically, in this particular fight, literally 2 minutes later when they went back to the Dragon, Evil Geniuses were out-positioned. Wicked was down on the right-hand side, a couple guys up at top. He was forced to use his slingshot to get to safety, and then Fnatic just pretty much rolled over. What actually happened is, as Wicked was getting to safety, a wild card, the left-hand one from Beckett, just caught him off-screen, forced him into his passive. They then dove on him under the tower. Damage from that then led Froggen into his passive. They dove him under the tower, and it was just Fnatic literally steamrolling forward.
Yeah, and that brought Draven from, I think, 0-1-1 right up to 4-1-1 at that point, and obviously went even further on into the game than that. And then we kind of got what we expected from Fnatic, which was XPK playing Twisted Fate, putting the pressure down wherever he possibly could, and that actually leads us to our replay half an hour into the game.
Yeah, so let's actually jump into the replay right now. Fnatic are 14-10 up as far as kills are concerning. Gold, it is 10,000. Now, this whole play starts with Soaz being caught in the mid lane, but I definitely want to highlight the positioning of Pekka. He's down here in the bottom lane alone. So we're going to run this replay at full speed, and you know, one of the things we were briefly talking to Aranea about it and saying, how do you handle this? What is the decision making? Because Evil Geniuses, they got the kill advantage. You'll notice Froggen immediately starts to recall to deal with Peke, who gets onto the tower. While he's focusing down that tower, the rest of Evil Geniuses try to stack up on this inhib. And Aranea was pretty much saying that basically when you've got this position, you'll have to run backwards, because once that Destiny begins to get channeled, Peke is literally just going to, you know, jump into the fight. He's going to come and join this, you know, four-man party, make it a 5 versus 4. And if you don't have a very, very quick kill under your belt of your Evil Geniuses, you basically just get, you know, eaten from behind because you're out-damaged, out-positioned, and you just don't have the numbers to pick it up. So it was a brave call from EG. Maybe in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the game, playing from behind, they needed to have been more defensive.
And there's that question that comes up almost every time we see a player on his standout champion, which of course in this case was Twisted Fate for XPK. And we had this discussion a little bit earlier on also yesterday of, you know, with League of Legends and the, you know, the amount of champions that we have right now that are so highly contested, a lot of teams are, you know, especially as a red team here, letting a few more through because you get the first two choices from that. Twisted Fate was obviously left up there, and it seems to be a bad decision to not ban that Twisted Fate against Fnatic.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one, especially when you know just how good Peke is with that champion. I'm looking at the bans. Elise was banned out by Evil Geniuses, and the reason I was double-checking that, if Wicked had been able to play an Elise against the likes of that Kanan, he would have had a little bit more of an easier time, would have been a bit more mobile. And one of the things about the picks, Froggen and Nivea, he's 0 for 2 in the summer split. Froggen Lux, 0 for 2 in the summer split. Those are the Froggen champions.
Yeah.
But they're just not enough right now.
And the funny thing is, I was talking to Wicked earlier on this morning, actually, when we were just about to get the shuttle here to the event, and I said to him about this game against Fnatic and about Soaz's Elise and how incredible it was yesterday, and he said to me, yeah, I think it deserves a ban, to be honest. I mean, for him that's easy to say because he's the guy that has to probably deal with the complete terror that is that Elise that comes out from Soaz. But no, they took that one out of there. And so as once again, he plays that Ken and finished 7-4-6 in the end. But, that's not really a massive standout scoreline or anything. But the way that he played it and the chances that he took there were incredible once again. So as proving that you can't really ban him out of the game.
If we're going to be 100% honest about the Fnatic playstyle, talking about Soaz, he was actually caught once or twice. Enrated was caught once or twice. During the mid-game, from that 13 minutes where they built up that massive gold lead, Yellow Soul was off AFK farming. He was in one of the solo lanes, he had no support with him, and the rest of Fnatic were caught out from time to time, and it gave up a few more kills. If they'd actually grouped up and maybe pushed, they maybe could have done more damage, but they dragged the game out. I think they felt they had the map advantage, and even if they did give up a few kills here or there, it's not the end of the world. But even Fnatic, who were flawless at split pushing, still making mistakes, and the key is just to find out how do you exploit that? How do you convert that kill on the support into a tower, which is something EG couldn't do.
And that is a process as well, that you can win a game like this as Fnatic have done, but still realize they'll probably not go back to that and look at it in terms of what they've done well, but in terms of what they've done badly, even though that they won that game. So this little thing here and there, they'll say, Yellow Star, look at your positioning right there, shouldn't be doing that, you're too far away, watch out for that. And the same for other champions, for other players I should say, in different positions. So it is a bit of a learning process to go forward with who you're really going to, or what area you target to really improve on there. But Fnatic again showing that when they have a plan, when they're in the right frame of mind, it seems they can beat anyone on any given day. Yeah, it's the best way to describe it, and I'm very happy to see Yellow Star playing Draven. It's a champion that I would not have associated with Yellow Star. It's a very difficult and complex champion to pull off, and he did it perfectly. I mean, he finished that matchup 10-5, and he went the full IE Bloodthirster build, and we're saying how much of a difference there'll be between him and Ezreal, who's going that blue build and trying to play the kite game, and he just got out DPS'd completely.